to stay.
Hello and welcome back to Beyond Boards, a podcast dedicated to the actions and interests of skaters beyond skateboarding. My guest today, Aram Sabbah, grew up and started skating in Ramallah in the West Bank of Palestine. In 2013, he crossed paths with Charlie Davis, founder of NGO Skatepal, which works with local communities to build skate parks and provide skateboarding lessons and equipment to young people across the West Bank. He quickly became a volunteer and skate teacher, and after completing his BA in Tunisia in 2019, he became the local manager for Skatepal in Ramallah, overseeing all on-the-ground operations. In the summer of 2022, Aram traveled to Malmö, Sweden, and was surprised by his good friend Victor Telegen, who turned him pro for his eyewear and watch brand CHPO. So here's my conversation with Aram. I hope you'll enjoy it. Thank you so much again for taking some time to do this. Really appreciate it. So, I don't know if you've ever listened to some of my interviews, but I usually start with the same question with every guest, which is, how did you find skateboarding? And I'm particularly curious to know how you found skateboarding, as you grew up in Palestine, and I'm sure growing up you probably didn't see much skateboarding on the streets or in your immediate environment. So, yeah, can you tell me about how you started skating, basically?
Even though we don't have skateboarding or we haven't encountered skateboarding in the streets or parks or anything, I watched Ninja Turtles. So skateboarding in that, Simpsons, Bart Simpson. Mm-hmm. Just a couple animations, and you can see sometimes an ad or a commercial on YouTube or something, someone is skating. So I've always wanted to do X Games, BMX or anything.
Cool.
So I tried roller skaters, I tried BMX, and I was I think in 6th grade, a friend of mine gave me a skateboard.
Okay.
It was no fear. I never tried it, never skated it, put it aside in my room. And in 2012, I was maybe 11th grade. Mm-hmm. A friend of mine asked me if I have a skateboard and he wants to buy one. So I sold him mine. And after a week of me seeing him skating, I got jealous. I saw him really having fun on it. So I was like, can I try?
Okay.
And I'll give you back some money for it and we can share it. And he was like, yeah, sure. So we started skating.
Okay. So you were sharing that board?
Yeah, we shared it for almost 3 months.
Okay.
Then a friend of ours saw us skating the same board and we painted it and we just because you can't buy skateboards around here. So we just thought about painting the board with paints, spray paint.
Right.
Which we didn't know grip tapes. We didn't know anything. So we spray painted the grip tape and it just got fucked.
Ah, shit.
A friend of ours saw us and he's like, I have a board, you can have it. And he gave us a board, and it was a legit board. It was proper trucks, proper wheels, proper deck and grip tip and everything.
Cool.
And I remember it was it was not 7.75, it was less, 7.5 probably or something.
Oh, super skinny
really
board.
Small. Yeah.
Okay.
But we were flying from happiness. And yeah, we started skating, never stopped since. It felt natural, it felt nice. I felt something that I should have been doing since ever. Mm-hmm.
So how old were you at that point? In your early teenage years? 12, 13?
I was probably 13, 14 maybe.
Okay. And so I guess there weren't probably many sports shops or stuff like that where you could access boards or equipment. So how did you manage to get some boards or some equipment after that very first board?
Yeah, so the shop sports centers they sold skateboards, the cheap ones, the really, really bad ones. They're not even Walmart boards, they're shittier. Mm-hmm. So I didn't buy one, and I was like, doesn't seem legit, I don't want this.
Yeah.
And I kept looking and trying to find a nearby skate shop. And it happens to be there's skate shops in the occupied territory of Palestine inside what's so-called Israel. And I didn't want to buy from there. I don't want to support them or do anything.
Yeah, I understand.
So I kept looking. I found there's a guy called Muhammad Zakaria. He's one of the OGs skaters in Jordan.
Okay.
And by that, in 2012, 13, 14, he had a board company called Philadelphia Boards. Mm-hmm. And he had decks and grip tape and wheels. He didn't have any trucks in his board company, but he sold these, and they were up in Jordan. Okay. So I decided to save up money because you have to pay for the boarders, you have to pay for the travel and everything. My father helped me a bit, and my mom supported me, and I saved up a bit, and I went to Jordan. I bought the first skateboard of mine from there.
Cool.
Also, before that, no, I went and I bought one, and I had one. Then we met Charlie after 6 months of skating. Charlie Davis,
From
the founder
Skatepal.
of Skape.
Skatepal,
Yeah, exactly. We met him. We were skating in the streets. There was like a guy called Milos. He's from Lithuania, and he was like randomly in Palestine skating. Like he used to work with an NGO, and he was skateboarding. And he told us like there's a guy who's building a mini ramp. You should go check it out. And we immediately went there. And we met Charlie and his brother Jack.
Oh, okay.
And when we met him, we already had boards, and we told him like if there's anything that we can help, just let us know. Like we want to be part of whatever the fuck you're doing, man.
Yeah.
You're building a ramp, and nobody like it was really surprising because nobody knew what skateboarding is, and people would look at it like weirdly. So we found something, and since then, man, Charlie and Scape have been like supporting us and supporting the scene really like effortlessly, man. It's really hard to get things in without like being normalized with the other side, like like to like cut through all the Israeli bullshit and everything. It's really hard to bring boards.
I'm sure, yeah.
But they managed, like Charlie managed to get us board every now and then. Every time he came to Palestine, like from 2013 almost to like 2015, 16, before I left for studying, he always brought boards with him for everyone. And because we were teaching and like volunteering with him, he gave us like boards.
Yeah. I want to ask you about Skatepal for sure, but I just had another question about growing up, and I was just wondering, like, what were maybe some of the very first skate videos or like magazines that you managed to get your hands on while you were growing up? Do you remember maybe your first skate video that you saw? Or?
It's gonna be sounding lame, but it was Ryan Sheckler. I forgot the part name.
Maybe the Almost video or something like that, or?
I think so. In one of the first ever CDs that I had my hands on, and it was like a part. It was cheese and crackers.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I had cheese crackers, and also I had man, I really suck at names. I forgot the names of the. It's really well known. It's the Sean Malto and Eric Costin.
Oh, a girl video maybe, or?
Girl video, yeah. The one with the firecrackers and like the fucking drone, the first one.
Yeah. Pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet. I had that as well.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. Yeah, those are good videos. Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just mentioned Skatepal. So I guess you met Charlie and his friends. You were just getting started skating, right? You hadn't been skating for very long at that point.
No, I've been skating almost for like half a year, less. And we stumbled upon Charlie and his brother Jack. Yeah. He had like a couple of friends with him who helped him build the mini ramp, but left, and only Jack and Charlie were there. And we went there, met Charlie and Jack, and yeah, instantly just start being friends with him. He really was like really nice, man, back then. Still nice, not nice, but like the way he acted with us was like just like he didn't act as if we're like 14 years old. Like he took us as skateboarders, took us like as people like who want like to support and have responsibility upon.
And so was Skatepal already a thing, or was he just traveling to Palestine and the NGO wasn't started yet? Do you remember if it existed already, or?
Charlie used to come to Palestine a lot. He used to even teach English in the university in Jenin. Okay. So he had been familiar with Palestinians in Palestine. I think when he made the ramp, he had Skatepal as a name, as an entity, but not fully working as an NGO. Okay. So yeah, I'm not really sure, but I think it was signed like already as an entity, as like papers and everything, but was not actually working as an NGO. Okay. Then we started doing the classes, helping the kids, teaching, and a couple months after it, I think then it started to become more official and like to think about how to do things, and he saw how youth are just really into skateboarding in a way that it's amazing, like it showed that if there was an organization or something that supports this thing, it's going to be successful, or at least it's going to be a really good help for the scene to start things. There was a lot of potential for skateboarding in Palestine. Yes, potential, interest, and you can see it, it's not like something like you're not sure, like you can see it instantly, like there's passion, there's people who love it. Yeah, for sure. And So this very first ramp that you just mentioned, that was in your hometown in Ramallah? My hometown is a small village in Jenin, next to Jenin, called Burkin.
Okay.
We have the fourth oldest church in the world.
Really?
In Burkin.
Wow.
Yes. Jesus was healing people from leper or something like that, like the white disease or itching. I don't know, I'm not sure. Anyways, that's my hometown. But I was born and raised in Ramallah.
Okay.
And the mini ramp is in Ramallah. It was in a youth center called Sharik.
Okay. And so that was where the first skate park or skate obstacle was built for Skatepal, right?
Yes, it was in Sharik Youth Center in 2013.
Okay. And then in the following years, Skatepal opened up different locations around Palestine, right? Around the West Bank.
Yes.
You helped out a lot with that, I'm sure.
By then I was traveling, tried to get my diploma in Tunisia and North Africa. So we started doing things 2013 summer. Then we continued 2014. 15 I left for studying in college abroad. I was 17 years old. Okay. And by then a skate park, like a small skate park DIY spot, which like it was the first time skate park doing anything. Charlie, Theo, all of us the first time we actually do a project like this. We didn't know a lot of things and it kind of didn't hit off, didn't like work out because also the measurements of the parks and the obstacles were not right. Okay. We didn't think about after you build a skate park you should put boards and you should teach. Mm-hmm. We didn't have that mentality. We just thought if you do a skate park things will go, and actually no. If you do a skate park you need to have classes, you need to have boards, you need to have leadership, you need to like plant the seed of responsibility, plant the seed of like a community. And we learned instantly. So we did Asira up in Nablus called Rosa Park. Yep. And we did that with every patient, with every step, with every caution, intention to everything we do. Mm-hmm. And thankfully it's really good. Now everybody in Asira skates, everybody goes there, everybody loves the park. People from all around Palestine come to see the park. It's on a nice hill. There's a view. There's a sunset is beautiful. It's a really good park. Then we did the Jayus Park, next to Kalkilia.
Okay. I think the nice park with the view that you mentioned, I think I saw footage of you skating there, right?
Yes, I skate that park the most because it's closer than the other ones. It's hour and 15 minutes. That's the closest one.
Oh, so, damn, yeah. It's still quite a long drive, yeah.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
For sure.
There, you have fun.
And is that mini ramp, the initial mini ramp, is it still there or is it gone by now?
No, it's gone, man.
Okay.
It was gone by the second year.
Oh, really? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Why was it taken away?
Because the youth center didn't appreciate it much. They didn't appreciate how skateboarding is. You know, because it was just like starting new. Yeah. And they thought it's a space being taken. Why wooden shape? Okay. Why would we leave it? So we finished the first course. We skated a bit after the course. Then we came back because we had a pause in winter. We came back. And we saw it like demolished, like they fucking take it away. They taking it down. They didn't tell us. They didn't tell Charlie. They didn't tell anyone. Just like they fucking demolished it and put it aside. Mm-hmm. So we stayed there, did another obstacles. We did the grind box, kicker, and a quarter pipe. Okay. And we gave classes again, and we still did it. Like we reused the wood that they took and bought new wood and did all that and did another summer of like classes and everything.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
And so were you involved in like doing the classes since the very beginning, or that first summer where you met with Charlie and everybody, were you just like a participant, or were you since the beginning involved in like teaching? And
it happened to be as soon as they finished the ramp, like literally they finished the mini ramp. The next day, me and Adham, my friend that I told you about that he started skating.
Right, yeah.
Me and Adham, we went to the mini ramp and they just finished it. So when we met Charlie, he told us like he's thinking about doing classes. He might need some help in Arabic and in English. Mm-hmm. And we were like, we're speaking English like really good. My English now is a bit not good, but
no, it's perfect, yeah.
So yeah, we started the beginning with him, like from the very start, early classes. We didn't participate. We just skated as leaders, you know, just like we didn't know how much how to skate as well. Like we barely do a kickflip, you know. But he just had the trust in us, and he's just like, yeah, fuck it, go for it.
Yeah. I guess it was a good thing to get you involved super young and because it's a good model what Skatepal has and what Skatistan has been also doing to like train, so to speak, to actually have local people run the whole thing instead of just having it run by volunteers that come for a month or two or something. So it's the more durable process. So it was definitely a better way to approach this. So you mentioned you went to study in Tunisia for a little bit, right? For a few years?
Yeah.
Where exactly in Tunisia were you living, actually?
I was living in the capital, in Tunis.
Right, okay. And what were you studying over there?
Cinema, specialty editing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Montage.
Montage, yeah.
Well, I had 1 year French before I started the 3 years diploma. It was really nice. I got to meet a lot of good fucking people there, man. Best fucking crew. I built up like a really good friendship with them. Mm-hmm. And in Palestine, we didn't have like, still till now, you don't have that crew, you know? Because still now in Palestine, there's like a bunch of skaters, but like everyone is in a city, you know? There's like 2 of us spread it out in the cities, and you can't really link up every fucking day. But in Tunisia, man, the skate scene is like, remind me at home. Skate scene is a bit like scattered, but they don't have much parks, they don't have any skate shops. They go through fucking struggle day to day in Tunis of how the city is and how the country is. And the skaters there are fucking radical, man. They're fucking nice, sick people. I love them. They're still my crew. I still speak to them, still hang out whenever I go to Tunis. I want to go back there.
Yeah, so you really enjoyed it out there.
Yeah, man, I advise everyone to go to Tunis. I advise everyone for a trip, skate trip especially. If not a skate trip, just go there, see the place. It's heaven on earth.
Oh, yeah. That's beautiful, yeah. So you were out there for a few years, and were you coming back to Palestine regularly, and were you still involved with Skatepal throughout your studies, or?
Yeah, I came back almost every summer.
Okay.
And every summer there's classes and everything. I came back for 2 months or a month and a half, 2 months every time.
Okay.
And every time I came back, I helped out in the classes, skated with the volunteers, skated with everyone, and just gave a hand in the classes. Especially like coming from studying, you just like give all your shit. Like I'll be really excited to go to the class and teach kids.
Mm-hmm. And so after you finished studying, you started working as the local manager for Skatepal in Ramallah. As we mentioned, you were already involved with them a lot, but that was like your first like official, so to speak, position for Skatepal?
Yes. 2019, I spoke to Charlie, told him I'm going to finish. I'm coming back. What can I help with? And what should I do? And he was like, you know what? We can offer you a job to be employee with us. Mm-hmm. And if you want it, you can have it. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? Mm-hmm. Either ways, we're doing the same shit. Why not get paid for it?
Yeah, might as well, yeah.
Yeah, but I was really privileged that they trust me, I guess, and all this to come back and actually work with them.
Yeah.
And it's really nice, it's really good.
So from what I saw on the website, on Skatepal's website, you're the local manager, but what does that mean exactly? Like, are you in charge of running like the entire operations for Skatepal? What exactly are your duties, so to speak?
It's almost as like managing the things on ground. Like if we have a project on ground, I need to like make it work, know how to do it, like plan it, and just like get things going. In Palestine, sometimes things go really slow or easy, but like you have to go hard on it. Make sure we have enough boards split between the parks and classes in Ramallah. Make sure that the volunteers have an apartment. Make sure that they have their shit right, like gas, electricity, just keeping up with them.
All the logistics, yeah.
Exactly, all the logistics of the volunteers. Also, like spreading the boards and everything. Like overseeing if anyone who can buy a board, we sell a board to. It's like really cheap price. And who can't afford it, we just give it for free. And just like to make sure they have it. Make sure they keep skating. You know, just general stuff as well. Just like being me, but with a title, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the same thing anyways, but with the help of Skatepal, we made it a bit faster and we
more organized and
yeah, exactly.
So tell me, how is the skate scene now in Palestine? So you said you've been skating for 10 years, volunteering, and now working for Skatepal for almost as long. And so how has it evolved? How many locations do you have skate parks in? How many students do you have classes for? Like, how much has it grown, basically?
It's grown more, of course. People start now, like random people just buy the Walmart boards, and you just like, I'm surprised that I see skaters in the streets sometimes in their neighborhoods skating in, like just like rolling around, and I don't know them. Usually, like, you know everyone, you know, just like you're on top of the shit.
Yeah.
Now when you see new skaters that you don't know, you just like get happy. So this is happening more often, which tells you a lot about the skate scene.
Yeah.
We have the park, like عصيرة Park, عصيرة الشمالية in Nablus, Rosa Park is really successful. There's a lot of new kids always. There's not a lot of people. In Ramallah we have classes in Syria. It's like also a youth club. More people come. The younger generation that used to skate now get better. We have like Karim Barakat, like he's one of the fucking raddest skaters. Like he started skating 2.5 years ago. Now he can do like fucking big spins, kick flips. He's learning tray flips. He's doing really good fucking hippie jumps. It's really nice.
Yeah.
He's getting older, but he's still skating, and he's getting way better. His pop is enormous. There's a couple of things that you see now and then, and just like makes you aware about how far the scene have become.
Yeah.
But still not in the place where everything is left out. It would still roll. It would still roll, but it still needs a bit of support. It still needs that backbone of getting boards in, a bit of volunteers to come and just like skate with the kids, and like so they can get exposed on skateboard, you know? 'Cause like I'm getting older. I need to work for money as well. I need to like find ways to get money, and like I'm getting more busy in life in general, and just like growing up in general. So I'm not gonna be able like to always skate. But now Karim and the younger generation we getting to the point where it's gonna be like self-sustained. It's already self-sustained with Skatepal, but it's gonna be more self-sustained by itself, running by itself, by the local skaters getting older and like putting more time and effort in it. So it's a young one. It's a young scene. 10 years are nothing. Yeah. You know.
You were actually one of the very first skaters in Palestine, right? I think I read that somewhere. If not the very first one.
Yes. Well, you know, like 4 months ago, almost, I've figured that there's Palestinians in Haifa and in other cities inside the territories. They used to skate. They have quit, maybe, but they used to skate. So the fact of being the first skateboarder maybe could be for the West Bank. But there were skateboarders, and there were Palestinians that skated before me because they were living in the Palestinian-Israeli communities, like under the occupation. So, you know, there's a lot of Israelis who come from Europe and everything. So they brought skateboarding with them as well, and they have skate shops. So they were exposed for the skateboarding between themselves before and earlier.
Yeah.
Suhail, Bassam, Basil, I think those people were skating before us. Like they were skating back in 2010, maybe even earlier. But I started in 2012. Me, Adham, Omar, he started in 2013. Abdullah, Melhem, Abdullah is in Germany now studying. He started in 2012 almost as well. Mm-hmm. But us, we were the group of like first skateboarders in Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so is Skatepal only in the West Bank, or are you also present in Gaza?
The NGO work, like, we don't work strictly like in West Bank. It's really hard to go to Gaza. If we were able to go to Gaza, I think we would have spread that way as well.
Right.
But the community in West Bank, the skateboarding community in West Bank supports the community in Gaza. So every time we have donations of boards, we split them in half. We keep half in West Bank, and we send half of the equipments to Gaza.
Yeah.
And the equipments we have in the West Bank, we split it in half. In Nasira, Nablus, and in Ramallah. Mm-hmm. So it's always spread out. We make sure, like me and my friends, we always make sure that half the amount goes to Gaza, so there's like Gaza scene can continue flourishing and continue supporting. But we can't do like on-ground projects with them as Skatepal because we can't go there. But we can definitely support in other ways.
Sure.
Equipment, money, whatever they need to start their own, which I really fucking kind of a bit jealous just because they don't have an NGO that they're gonna do the work. Like it's gonna take way longer, it's harder, it's almost kind of close to impossible, but they're fucking doing it, and they're doing it well, and they're doing it by themselves. So it's gonna be like, when it sticks, it's gonna be fucking concrete sticks. It's gonna be really good.
Yeah. Why do you feel like they're working harder maybe than in the West Bank? Like what makes it more successful?
The situation in Gaza is not even close to West Bank, man. Like Israel keeps fucking bombing Gaza every now and then. Like it's not jokes. Sometimes they bomb for almost a week straight every fucking day and nobody knows shit. Just us, just Palestinians in the West Bank and like wherever. But no, media doesn't fucking cover it. Nobody's covering it. They don't have electricity, man. They have electricity 4 hours a day from the electricity company. Other than that, the whole fucking strip runs on gasoline generators.
Wow.
Water. They don't have any source of healthy water. The Gaza Strip is on the sea. It's fucking closed from each side. They only have almost, I think, I'm not sure with the numbers, but 7 kilometers inside the sea. And that's it. If any fisherman goes beyond that, they got shot. And it happened way many times. It's really difficult. The economy is really shit.
Yeah.
You know, Palestinians, Gaza Strip inside and West Bank, we all, in the 48 lands in 76, 7, all of us are like the more than 50%, it's almost like 70% are youth. And in Gaza, it's like that. It's like too many. It's like the most packed small area in the world. If you look it up, it's a fact. Most of them, if not all of them, are youth with families and members and all that shit. And they don't have jobs. It's like, it's shit. The situation in Gaza is beyond shit. And people think, yeah, but they're not like, they're living beneath whatever life is. Especially like, if you're gonna compare it with Gaza, with West Bank, is that. Imagine comparing Gaza to like, I don't know, Paris or somewhere. It's beyond comprehending. Yes, man. It's really hard. So imagine all this shit happening and you're still trying to fucking live and try to make it as skateboarding, or like to help other people to skate and support yourself and other people to skate there. It's amazing and it's beautiful and it's biblical. It's really fucking awesome how they live in, and just the fact they lived a day, it's a victory.
To finish with Skatepal, I was just curious also, we talked about the volunteers. Do you get people all year long, or do you get people coming in, especially during the summer maybe when it's busier with the skate classes, or how often do you get people to volunteer for Skatepal?
Usually our programs run from April till October. And each month there's a new group of people comes to Hasira and Ramallah, and there's like 2 volunteers who overlap, so they can like help other volunteers like to settle in, to tell them what's up and all that things. So yeah,
okay,
basically.
And what about like equipment donation? Like how does Skatepal get boards? Do they like work with board brands or with skate shops, or random donations from just skateboarders who want to donate some equipment? Like how do you manage equipment supply basically?
Some of this and some of that. We just like accept donations in general. Sometimes distributions speak to us and they want to help out. Sometimes board brands like Isle themselves, or like other brands, they want to support and they try like to send boards. It's really hard to get the boards in. It takes really a long time to find an address of a trusted person that we can send the boards to in Haifa, or someone who's like either British or Palestinian to like accept the boards. Then I can ask one of my friends to go and pick them up.
Okay, it's a whole process.
Yes, and also one of the main source is the volunteers. So like some of the volunteers, when they come, they raise the board, like they raise funds and they collect used and new boards from whoever they can, and they bring it with them. Right.
Okay. Do you have any idea how many boards you managed to get throughout a year? Like, is it over 100 boards or more? Or?
Depends. Like this year was like a good year. 2 years in Corona, we didn't have anything. So we don't have anything for a full 2 years. Nobody had boards. Nobody had shit. So we were like fucking stuck in midair.
Yeah.
But before that, like we do get boards. I'm not really sure if it gets to 100. It does get to 100, depending on how many people get. But this year was a better year.
Okay.
Isle donated us like 70 decks. The thing is, like, you never get a full-on setups. Sometimes, like, only the volunteers, when they come, they like think about like getting setups and everything. But like sometimes we get donations of like, let's say 10, 20 decks, but we don't have grip tapes. We don't have trucks.
Yeah, or trucks or wheels or bearings or
So sometimes they lay around for like over 5 months with no use. Then someone brings trucks so we can like set it up and like put it aside and everything.
Yeah. But I guess the boards is probably the most breakable item. The deck, sorry, is probably the most breakable thing. So I mean the trucks, the wheels, everything that they can be kept a bit longer, I guess.
Yes, of course. But like, there's a lot of people, a lot of new coming skaters who wants like to get a board.
Yeah, and they need trucks and wheels and.
Exactly, but like no complaining. I'm just.
No. Of course, yeah, no, I understand. Yeah. And so, if someone who's listening to this wants to help and support Skatepal, like, what can they do? Like, obviously, donate some money maybe on the website or something. Come and volunteer for a summer. Like, what's the best way to help Skatepal, basically?
Donate for Skatepal on the website for sure. But if you want to, like, if you feel like you're putting your money with nothing back, or you don't see the immediate change, you can go to the shop in Skatepal. You can get merch. Buy some merch. Oh, yeah. We're supporting the designers, supporting the collaboration we do with artists, and you are supporting the projects we have in Palestine as well to keep us like running and doing things and building things. Come volunteer with us for sure. Also, you can just visit as a skateboarder. If you're hearing this, just come visit. Just come skate with us. There's hostels, there's like places. If you don't want to volunteer, you can just come see the place for yourself. You can like explore, skate with us, and yeah, in general, that's it.
And so, what are maybe some of the projects you're currently working on for Skatepal, or not for Skatepal, like in the next few months or in the year to come, maybe?
We built the first DIY kind of skate park in Ramallah, Albire to be exact.
I saw some photos of that on your Instagram, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it's the first one ever. It's a small spot, but it's worth it. It's really sick, it's really mellow. Nick Toms and Greg Holland, they came from UK to help us. Nick from Bitong, he's really fucking rad. He's a really sick person. He's really good at building as well. He came and we learned from him how to build and everything. So the park is being built in like an association called the National Usra. It's run by independent women.
Okay.
And there's an orphanage for girls there, and there's like dorms. So we're building it like in the middle between the two buildings. So we get to do classes for the orphanage, and we didn't manage to fully complete it, but we managed to build a wally, a quarter pipe with a hip, a ledge, a rail, and like a roll-in. And we need still to build a mini ramp and a quarter bucket.
Okay.
But in that space, there's like water tanks. We want to remove the water tanks. We need to relocate the water to a well. So it's just taking time and logistics and money. So if you want to donate for us to actually finish this. We need to be exactly 17,000 shekels, which are like $4,000 or $5,000 maximum. And if we get that money, we can get 2 motors, pipelines, a truck. Not to buy a truck, just to rent a truck that can relocate the tanks above the building. Yeah. And if we finish that and we have the water goes to the well, then we have more space to build the quarter bucket and the mini ramp, and we'll get to donations as well. So we need a bunch of money, man, to make this happen, but we're gonna make it happen anyways. We'll try to do anything. I'm trying to find some sources of money here and there. Hopefully we find some, man. They deserve it, man. The orphanage deserve it. Ramallah and Bir deserve it. We deserve a space.
Well, yeah, fingers crossed you managed to finish the spot soon, yeah.
Inshallah, yes. Fingers crossed.
And so I saw recently that you got a pro model sunglasses for CHPO.
CHPO. Victor, you fucking legend.
So I interviewed Victor not too long ago, like a few months ago, and he told me he volunteered at Skatepal. I'm not sure what year it was, maybe 3 or 4 years ago or something. And so is that when you met him? And how did this all start basically until you got this opportunity over there?
Yeah, he volunteered with Skatepal, I think in 2019.
Okay.
Because I was there, and in a good way, we fell in love, man. Victor is fucking great. Yeah. Victor is the raddest person I ever met, and he loves Palestine so much. We got along, we started skating, we kept in touch. When I went to Pushing Borders in 2019, I met a girl called Nora, She was half Swedish, half Palestinian. So I kept seeing her. Now we're together now. So I had this connection with Sweden, and I backed her as well in skateboarding and everything. So every time I went to Sweden, I met him and I saw him, and we became friends in general. And I was surprised because I went to Sweden, I went to see Nora, and he surprised me.
That was this summer, right? Or in June or around there, June or July? I don't remember.
July.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got there and they surprised you with the sunglasses?
Yes.
Yeah,
they
that's
had
sick.
this whole thing set up and everything. I went there, and I was surprised for 4 days, man. I was shocked. I was sometimes shocked till now.
You actually just mentioned Pushing Borders. I forgot to ask you about that, but I saw that you went there. You were part of this group discussion about skate NGOs, basically, like Skatepal, and I think Ruby, which I interviewed not too long ago as well.
Yes.
Who does free movement in Athens with Will Ascot and everybody. So I was just curious to know, what did you think of this whole event and how fun was it, basically? I'm sure you met a lot of people and got to make a lot of connections and everything.
Man, it was super fun. Super fucking fun. All the people who came there were really nice. I was on the panel with Ati from India, Laila from Peru.
Yeah.
And
there was someone from Skatistan, I don't know his name, but from Skatistan in Cape Town, I believe.
Yes.
Not Cape Town, Johannesburg.
From Johannesburg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody was there. It's like mixing academia with skateboarding, but it's not that much of academia. It's just giving the chance for people to speak stories and to share their thoughts and minds and mindsets of skateboarding with other people, and to have it even discussed and to have it on the table for everyone is fucking nice, man. It's a really big thing. It's a big move in skateboarding world, man.
Yeah.
To just share things, people who've made a lot of shit, man. There were people who were fucking legends, man. And to have the time to hear them out and to know what they think and everything is just it's just nice. Just you feed with knowledge. And it was really fun, man. Hopefully the skate scene in Palestine will get to the point where it's self-sustained. We don't need that much work, and Skatepal could go to another side of business, and Charlie T and Stu and other people who made Pushing Borders happen, they can work on Pushing Borders 3.
Yeah, I'm actually going to interview, I'm sure you've met him at Pushing Borders. His name is Sander Holzgens.
Yeah. Sandro, Theo, and Charlie. They're the ones who made Pushing Borders happen.
I want to ask him about potentially a future edition of Pushing Borders, because it looks like a rad event.
And then convince him.
I'm sure he wants to make it happen, but I guess with COVID and everything, it must have been difficult. But we'll see if it can happen maybe next summer. Fingers crossed.
No, convince him. A lot of people. Sandro, if you're hearing this, Theo, Charlie, please we'll work hard enough to make less work with Skatepal so you can guys go do Pushing Borders. Everybody wants Pushing Borders, man. Every fucking skater wants Pushing Borders 3.
Yeah, for sure. Where do you think it should happen? Should it happen in Palestine or somewhere else? Or
it's a dream if it's happening in Palestine, but we don't have the space that Brigadier had, which made it more fun. And Malmö, there's shit tons of skate spots. Somewhere in Europe or Africa, maybe Tunisia.
Yeah. You just talked about
maybe Tunisia. We can go build something before that and do a project, a combined project between a bunch of OGs, skate room, a skate stand, Make Life Skate Life, jungle, Concrete Jungle. All these organizations with Skatepal, and everyone can contribute in a big ass skate park in Tunisia. And after it's built, the opening would be the opening of Pushing Border 3. Man, you can do so much, man. You can do so much ideas. It's easy to say, but it's hard to do.
Sky is the limits, yeah. I have a few questions from friends of yours that I'm going to have you discover in a second.
Okay.
I just have one last question for me, and that's, what would you say is the most valuable lesson that you feel you've learned from skateboarding?
There's so many, man. There's so many things. My life is all built about skateboarding. Most valuable lesson. Be good. Be good to everyone else. Even if you had if you're going through shit. And if you're going through really deep shit and personal shit that nobody knows about, just try to be good with everyone else. I'm not saying step over your feelings, step over your mind. Don't do that. But be good, because you'll face the other way. You'll be happy and some other people will have shitty time and they'll be good to you maybe. But just try to be good. Try to be good with yourself. Also speak to people. If you feel shit, speak to people. You don't need to like hold everything down.
Keep it inside, yeah.
You don't have to keep it inside, nothing. Speak everything out for your friends, for your family, for a random skater that you just met in the park. Don't keep shit inside and just like, we're all big ass family and we support each other. And yeah, man, my whole life is like a valuable lesson. It's all fucking skateboarding. So just be good. Be good to each other, man.
Let's finish with the friends question. So this one's from Alex Aditiba.
Hey, yes, Alex.
So he said, what are electrolytes and where do you get them? I wasn't sure what he was talking about, but yeah.
You get them from Pringles. You get them from Pringles.
Pringles? What the hell?
It's just an inside joke.
Okay. Pringles is the recipe for good skating?
Yeah, Pringles and Gatorade, water, and Dead Sea. Skating in the Dead Sea.
Okay. This next one, let's see.
Hey, Aram. You probably don't recognise my voice because we've only met once, but I'll give you one clue. It was at Pushing Borders in Malmö about 4 years ago. Yeah, my question's about Skatepal and about I'm curious to know what you think the impact has been, whether that's like positive or negative effects of the volunteer scheme. So, having multiple people each month come out and volunteer for Skatepal in the West Bank, coming from obviously like all different places in the world. I was wondering like what effects or impact you've seen on not just the local community, but maybe on on a wider scale in terms of cultural or political things. And yeah, that's my question.
That's a big ass question with a big ass answer. I need the whole fucking podcast for that. I was against like having a volunteer program after a while because it doesn't help the local leadership to develop. Like it's have a positive and negative. The negative effect of it is that it will push down the chances for local leadership to come, because they always look up for the volunteers to come, and the volunteers are like with the hierarchy of like, they're older than us, they're foreigners, they have been skating for more than us, or they look like more intelligent creatures than us and they're coming to be nice with us, and like all that will affect the youth and the local skaters in a different way, but at the same time it gives a reason for the other kids also to skate, the local skaters to like have this people to skate with them, other people to skate, and like better skateboarders, or even worse, like when a skateboarder comes and he's really fucking good, everybody's psyched, everybody is really happy to see a really good skateboarding. It's like fucking art. And when like a normal skater comes, they think they're better than them. It's like they feed on that also thing because they see other people skate, which is really nice as well. But the major effect and the long-term effect is that local leadership will be really harder to create with the shadow of volunteers. On a wider scale, culture impact. Palestine is not like Europe. So our culture and traditions are different. So like we don't drink in the streets. We don't drink to get drunk and go skate. For instance, we don't take our shirts in the skate park. You can't skate topless. You can't. There's bunch of. For us, it's normal. For us, that's not normal, but it's just like the traditions. So we got used to it growing up. So I see that sometimes it's like different. Like people get not only that, to be honest, but political, and like some people come. They're not fully aware. They're not aware about the situation that's in Palestine and the Israeli occupation. Yeah. They're not aware of it.
They're uninformed.
They're uninformed, even though like Skatepal tries like to have like a apolitical side of it, but we still do speak to them. We still do like have a conversation with them, just to be aware of what they're gonna face and the situation that they will be in. Yeah. And so far, everybody who was not aware and was not informed and was not educated about the situation in Palestine, they got the chance to, because they lived a month here. So they heard stories, they saw things, they lived things, they had experience with kids, and they saw the impact of occupation on the youth. So they had better information and better things because they were in real life. Mm-hmm. So there's a positive effect of people who come not aware, they go back home and they start doing shit because they were in the thing,
Yeah, they have a better understanding of the situation over there. And,
yes, of course. And sometimes you have straight people and just like they come, they go, like nothing happened, and it doesn't matter. But like overall, our aim is to stop the program. In a way, we can open another program or something else that will still let people to use this window to come to Palestine in skateboarding, but not in officially as this one, which we have a plan, like a better one, like a fully structured one, which we are working on, me and my friend Najat, who works with us as well, coordinator.
Okay.
Najat Kurdi. We're working on a plan that we still like not testing mode. Like, it's tricky, man. It's tricky to manage personalities, and it's tricky to figure out the best way to inform and to imply leadership in kids, especially youth.
Yeah.
So we're trying to find a way to do that, and we're still working on it. But like in 2 years' time, 3 times, like that's our aim, just like to finish everything. Because in pushing borders, I mentioned that we know, like it's not that much of a thing we should have relied on, but we still did, because on the ground we still needed them. We still needed volunteers. We still, you know, sometimes even when I'm saying this, like I group all the skaters in volunteers, you know, but they're not only volunteers, they're fucking people. Skaters are friends. We befriended with them. We have like stay in contact with them. So like for everyone who came to Skatepal and like skated with us, I'm not categorizing you guys as volunteers only, but I'm just like saying in general. I'm speaking in general and like in complete honesty.
Longer term, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And everybody knows that. Like even the people who came, like every time we have like conversation with the volunteers who come, they always like we always end up on the same page of yes, leadership, local leadership is way important than people just coming, and there's so much opportunities and different options for Skatepal to imply to still get people and get funds, but in a other way that could help the leadership of local skaters to overcome everything else.
Yeah. All right, this next question is from Omar Hattab.
Oh, Omar Hattab.
So yes, I'm not sure if I understood his question correctly, but from what I understood, he asked, how long have you been skating? And if you were able to go back in time, would you have picked up a skateboard?
Yeah, Omar knows I've been skating for 10 years. And yes, me and him always speak about it. Me and him always had this wish to go back in time and to pick up a board when we were like 4.
Oh, okay. You wish you had started earlier than you did?
Earlier, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. All right, let's do the next one.
Shoo, Yahi. 2 very important questions. First of all, where else are you thinking of doing DIY stuff? I love the work that you did in El Bide, and I'm wondering if there's any other plans. You know I'm a big fan of DIY and would love to see Palestine covered with some of them. Second of all, what's your favorite trick at the moment? Don't act like I didn't see that fakey backside heel flip down the hill GX 1000 style. Anything else you're cooking?
Did you recognize the voice?
Yeah, man, of course. That's man Hamad.
Yes, exactly, yeah. So another Skatepal buddy of yours, yeah.
And also a dear friend and a ripper. I miss him. He's in USA now with his fiance or wife. And I miss him. I miss Man. Man is a really great friend and really great skater. Yeah, the DIY. We're gonna finish we're gonna start funding for the spot that I told you guys about, which is like to finish it. And we're trying to find like random spaces that we can build a DIY. There's one on the mountain top, man. I'm gonna speak in Arabic a bit. The one in Ankenya تحت بعد الطير فوق على الجبل هذاك تبع كنعان. في هناك السبوت هذيك بفكر ابني فيها اشي انا والشباب اشي إلنا لحالنا بعيد عن الكل عشان نعرف نشرب وندخن براحتنا. And the other question, I'm trying to work on hard flips to get them better.
Okay.
At the moment. And to lock my backsmith for longer rides, longer grinds.
Cool.
Yes.
Both dope tricks, yeah. This next question, this one is from Dani Abu Hawa, also from Skatepal.
Congratulations, Danny.
Yeah, she just had a kid. That's right, yeah.
Yes.
So, what do you think Skatepal, both the charity as a whole and the volunteers, could do differently or better to support Palestinian communities? The other part of her question is, what are your hopes for the future of skateboarding in the West Bank?
Well, we kind of answered the first one, but not really vaguely, I guess. I'm not sure. But it's a really good question. Well, first of all, like the future of skateboarding in the West Bank, I I really wish that the fucking municipalities give us land so we can build more parks. It's really hard. They do have lands, but they act like it's, you don't have lands. To build more parks, to teach more kids, to teach more kids, to teach more kids, to teach kids how to teach kids. The kids will teach the other kids how to teach kids, and so the kids can teach the kids how to teach kids, and everybody will teach kids, you know, just fucking focus on the youth.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can compete and they can travel and they get sponsored and they get this thing going on for their life and they can use it for their day-to-day life and everything else.
All right, let's see.
Salam alaikum Sadiki. Kif halak? It's your Swedish friend, Victor. I hope you're well. Well, first I have one question for you. If someone was to visit Palestine for the very first time, where would you take them to, you know, show them the best of Palestine? And second, please tell the world about your sauna experience when you were here in Sweden. Looking forward to hearing the episode and looking forward to seeing you soon. Take care, my man.
So that was Victor Telegen from CHPO.
Yes, Victor. New biblical masterpiece.
So the best spot for you to show to someone in Palestine?
Dead Sea. Jericho. Jericho is the oldest city, is like 10,000 years old. And Dead Sea is a dead sea.
Yeah.
It's obvious with the name. You can float in it. And there's a abandoned park, like abandoned water park that we skate in. It's really good, nice. Yeah, it's a nice place. It's the spot that I like to go sometimes, just like to get away from everything. There's like a bunch of spots also, like there's like beautiful places, Jenin, Bethlehem, Khalil, Nablus, but like Dead Sea, Jericho in general is nice. It's beautiful. It's like the lowest point on earth.
Really?
It's
oh wow.
Something unique. It's really nice.
Yeah, I'm sure. And so, what was the second question? Like the sound experience?
The experience of the sauna. Man, the Swedish are crazy. Like, they go to like a fucking 15-20 minutes in a sauna, butt naked, in a sauna with like 15 of them. And they go immediately after the butt naked sauna, they go to butt naked sea, man. It's fucking cold. Sweden is cold. So they go dip in the sea. And it was my first time ever to experience that with Victor. And he was like, I'll take you to sauna. And he didn't explain anything else. So I went there, I was like fucking shocked. I was like, damn, this is weird. It's a nice place. It's a nice experience. It was really nice.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, it must be strange the first time you do it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. This next question, so it's not audio, so I'm going to read it to you. It's from Charlie Davis. So he said, what would be your dream trick down the triple block at the plaza?
Yes.
So I think I saw footage of this spot in one of the documentaries I watched about Skatepal. Yeah. And I think Charlie was trying like tray flips over it or something.
Yeah.
Is that spot?
Yes, same spot. That spot. Triple set.
So what would be your dream trick over there?
Switch heel.
Switch heel. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you tried it already or?
No, man. No. I need to get my switch heel way better than I do now.
Okay.
But yeah, switch heel. You'll see it in a year. Almost a year. I'm still like I injured myself 2 days ago, so I'm gonna
really? Okay.
Stay off the board for a week, then come back, learn it, and try it. I need to try both other tricks down the block, like the 3 set. I need to try tray flip, heel flip, like a bunch of tricks before I get to switch heel.
Okay.
Just for my mental obstacle.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing that. Yeah.
Inshallah.
The other question he had is, if you were not involved in working with skateboarding in Palestine right now, what do you think you would be doing at this stage of your life instead?
I think I would have been dead.
Wow, okay.
Sorry.
No, it's an honest, dark answer, but yeah.
Yeah. I strongly believe that I would have got caught up in shit and either passed away or like fucked off from Palestine and just went somewhere else in my life. I don't know. I can't imagine myself, to be honest. Like sometimes I do think about this question and like calculate the risks, calculate everything in my life, but like, yeah, as I said.
Well, thank God skateboarding came into your life then.
Fucking saved my life, saved my ass.
All right, I have 2 last questions. Let's do this one.
Yo, Aram, this is Ryan Lay. Big fan. Love your heel flips. All right, what is one thing, or it could be a few things, about Palestine and Palestinian culture that you want the world to know about? This could be a common misconception or just something unique that maybe no one knows about who's never visited.
All right, Ryan, I miss you, man. You said you're gonna come this month. Where you at? I'm trying to think. Food. We have delicious food, first of all. Second of all, we are very, very, very hospitality. Like, I don't know how to say in English, but we're hospitality. We have hospitality.
Yeah,
like
you're very welcoming,
We're very welcoming. Surprisingly over welcoming. Yeah, and sometimes it's over. Like, you just like, shut up, Hus. I don't, thank you. You just push people away. People could think that we're like really hardcore and some kind of a terrorist, but we're not. We're really nice. We're really nice people. You can be surprised. Also, we have really sick hills for skateboarding, really big ones.
Yeah.
Misconception, I'm not really sure when people misconcept Palestinians in a lot of things, and we're not them. We are better, we are nicer, and we are great people. We should be in the UN nation statue. I'm just kidding. And misconception, Palestine is not only the West Bank, it's a whole fucking country, people.
Yeah.
And it's not only the West Bank and Ramallah. No, it's Haifa, Yafa, Nasr, Aram Sabbah, let all of these people, like Jerusalem, it's all fucking Palestine, Gaza. It's like from the river to the sea. It's everywhere. It's Palestine. So don't think West Bank, owning the West Bank is Palestine. No. Alright? Please stop it. It's all Palestine.
Alright, let's finish with the last question.
So, the first time I met Aram, he was standing outside my house crying. That might sound weird, but there's a perfect logical explanation to it. I was invited by Victor from CHPO to surprise Aram for his pro glasses on CHPO, getting funding via sales to support Skatepal, which is one of the best skate initiatives in the world. And I want to take this opportunity to say thank you, Aram, for everything you do for the skaters in your community. I had never met him before, but I knew straight away that this was someone who I wanted to befriend. And I think it's safe to say that before he left Sweden a week later, he became my friend. We spent every day together, every morning skating, filming, looking for spots. And I realized on the first day that he has this friendly air about him that people seem to pick up on. And everywhere we went, people just treated him so well. And even when we got kicked out of spots, the people trying to make us leave stayed and socialized with Aram. And it made me wonder, what's his take on kindness? And was there something in his upbringing that taught him to be that friendly? And on the other side, I'm curious to know what really pisses him off. Thanks, Aram. Hope to see you soon.
That's John. That's Jan. Don
Yes.
Nyquist.
Long but nice question.
Yes, we got really close, man. We were both born on the same day, 2nd of February.
Okay.
We have the same birthdays, and we clicked. Man, I miss him. Also, Jan is really kind as well. We both have the same thing.
I haven't met him, but yeah, he looks like a very kind man for sure, yeah.
He is, and he's like one of the OGs in Sweden, and he's principal in the Brigariet. Man, he's really doing the shit, man. He's an OG. Like, he's a legend.
For sure.
I was lucky enough to spend time with him and be friend with him. I don't know, man. It's a hard question to answer, like, without sounding egotistical. My mom raised me well, man. My mom really raised me well. Take no shit, but do no harm. And after a while of doing this, you just see. And if you actually do good, good comes to you, man. Mm-hmm. And if you be kind with people, whatever they are, whoever they are, there's always a soft spot in people. And I kind of developed this skill of noticing that spot from the eyes. And I can see a person if you're vulnerable enough to, like, say a couple of words to them and they, like, soften up. Yeah. And what pisses me off is, sorry for people who does it, but that's also like a diagnosed disorder as well. It's like when people eat, but they, like, shoot really loud, like they open their mouth. This triggers me the shit out of people. And it's sometimes hard to like navigate around because you can't just tell someone you just step with like, oh, can you do that?
Yeah, it's hard to say that's someone for sure.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Perfect. Yeah, let's wrap it up here. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you for having me.
That's it for my conversation with Aram. Follow him on Instagram at Aram Sabbah, ARAMSABBAH. Follow Skatepal at skate_pal and support them by donating on their website skatepal.co.uk and or buying some of their merch. While you're at it, go visit chpobrand.com to pick up a pair of Aram's Pro Model sunglasses. I'll put some links up in the description to other things we talked about, such as documentaries about Skatepal or the NGO talk at Pushing Borders Malmö in 2019, which Aram participated in. Thank you for tuning in. See you soon for a new episode of Beyond Boards.